Shalom lekulam. My English is not perfect, but I will try to do my best to talk about something that I think is very important, which is, what are we doing in this world? Rabbi Nachman of Breslev says something very profound. He says that a birthday of a person is the day that God decided that the world cannot continue without you, because there's a special, unique mission that only you can do. Your mission is different than mine, and each one of us has a special mission and call that God wants him to do in this world. But how do we do that? How do we know what we need to do? So like everything that we're trying to learn, in order to learn something new, we have to listen. So also here we have to listen and understand what God wants from us today, how he wants me to be today. But in order to listen, we need to have humility, because if we don't have humility, if we feel that we know everything, we're full of ourselves, we're not able to listen and then try to understand the messages that God is trying to send me. I need to be able to put myself and what I think I know on the side, to think about God and not to think about myself. But on the other hand, there's a verse that says, B'chol derchecha da'eu, what means, with all of your ways know him. God wants you, with your good and with your bad. Of course, you need to try to fix yourself, but you need to think about yourself in order to fix yourself. So, I need to think about myself or not? In order to understand this paradox, I want to share with you a short story about Rabbi Menachem Mendel from Vitebsk. When he was a small kid, like 13 or 14 years old, he sat in the synagogue and he studied Talmud. After studying a few pages, he was very, very happy and very proud of himself. And he was like walking back and forth in the synagogue with his head covering tilting. He was very, very proud of himself. And his rabbi that sat in a room that was like inside the synagogue, he felt that, and he opened up the door and he told him, Mendy, if after studying a few pages, your head covering is tilting, how much pages you need to study till your head covering will fall off completely from your head? Menachem understood that the rabbi was trying to warn him from his own pride. And he started to cry. And from that day on, when he used to sign his name, he wrote Hashafal Be'emet, which means a truly lowly person. So what does a truly lowly person mean? What is lowliness? I wanted to speak today about two aspects in humility. The first of them is lowliness, which means to feel myself low, and how much I'm far of God, how much I'm small, and how much I'm far from my potential. We learn lowliness from King David. When he brought the ark up to Jerusalem, he was dancing with everybody. And his wife Michal was very surprised. She said, "What are you doing? It's not a behavior for a king." So he told her, "Unekoloti od mizot v'haiti shafal be'enai," which means, I'm even lower than what you think. I feel myself very, very low because God is the king. So lowliness means that I feel myself and my lacking very strong, and I understand that I have a lot of work to do. Like Menachem Mendel from Vitebsk, that also felt his lacking very strongly. Now, in order to understand the second aspect of humility, I want to share with you another short story. So this story is about a rabbi that people used to call him the middle rabbi. He had a lot of students and used to teach over a lot of Torah. And his students used to take his Torah and give it over to everybody. They used to travel to all kinds of countries and give it over. And one time, one of his students, one of the big students that used to do it a lot, he came to him and he said, "I have a problem, Rabbi, because when I give over the Torah, I feel full of myself. I feel a lot of pride, and It's not good to feel that way. So his rabbi told him, maybe in Yiddish it would sound better, but he said, you can be an onion, but that needs to be taught. You and your own work is important, but now you need to put it in the side, cancel yourself, and to tune in to God's will. There's a bigger picture. This is the second aspect of humility, self-nullification. If lowliness means feeling myself very strong, self-nullification means not feeling myself at all. It's a result of me being completely focused and tuned to God till I'm erased and completely one with Him. We learn this from Moses. He was the archetype of self-nullification. He said, "V'nachnu ma," which means, what am I? It's not that I'm low, I'm nothing. I'm not relevant. I don't exist at all. So understanding these two aspects guides us to keep the balance between them. Because if I'm only lowliness, so I feel myself very strong and I work on myself, on my lacks. But in the end, it's all about me. It's good stuff that I do, but I'm like stuck in myself. And because of that, I need the other hand, the other aspect of humility, that is self-nullification, that helps me to let go of myself, to be open to the bigger picture. If I will have only self-nullification, it's also not enough, because in the end, God wants me to be in the story. God created me because He wants me to serve Him. So because of that, we need to hold two of these aspects together in order to serve God in the best way. So I bless all of us to have true humility that holds also lowliness and also self-nullification, and will be open to the personal mission that God gave us to do in this world, and we will be able to serve Him in the best way. Thank you very much. It was very fun to give over to you this class. See you again. Bezrat Hashem.